Hey Imaginary Internet friends, Mild Kratz here. We're going to be playing Car Mechanic Simulator 18 tonight, hopefully. Ooh, listen to how hair metal, white trash, butt rock that music is right there. I actually don't want to listen to it, so I'm going to go ahead and start the game. I think the music is almost literally just in the menu for this game, which is kind of weird, but I mean, hey, whatever. I'm also going to go ahead and pretty soon here, so I need to adjust my window so I can actually see if anyone's watching or not. I defaultly assume no one's watching, but that's historically not been the case, which is great, by the way. I'm not complaining. I'm trying not to. I think probably people don't want to listen to... Oh, my... That's weird, too. Oh, it says I'm still recording. Let me check some properties here. Yeah, that's the thing I want to use. How about there we go. That seems about right. That's probably. Hopefully, I'm not coming in too hot now. Hey, my first viewer's on. Trying to guess whether it's Alyssa or Chris. I don't know. Say hey if you're in the chat though. So I forget what I was doing. Oh, right. I've got a bunch of money. I'm going to see if I can maybe, like, I'm going to keep checking back with the map. So in this game, you can actually find old classic cars. Well, actually, old fake classic cars. You're going to be able to fix up. And I want to do that. I'm going to dive right into that. Because I've got some new for this year for this game. I haven't played one since Car Mechanic Simulator 14. And I think they only ever made 15 otherwise. But I'm sure that's the new feature everyone wants to see, is the restoring an old car kind of thing. Let's see, what am I doing? Okay, front exhaust pipe, exhaust manifold, and middle muffler. So I'm gonna, you have this lift, which is great. I mean, I don't know if you had that in 15 or not. In 14, I don't remember. I think you had a lift. Oh, here we go. I'm probably gonna have to take all this stuff off, huh? Let me make sure I'm looking at the right part here. Exhaust manifold, intake manifold, which, there we go. I was about to say that's not even the right part. Alright, cool. So wait, why am I changing the exhaust manifold when it's... that doesn't make any sense. It's at 100% health? Okay. So does he want like a different exhaust manifold? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe this is my first test as a mechanic to see whether or not I replace parts that don't need to be replaced or not. But it looks to me like that part of his exhaust is fine. Catalytic converter. Here's the middle muffler. I think that's the other thing I was supposed to look at. 87%. Okay. And the... Oh, it's obviously just this middle muffler here. Yeah, so what in the world? Okay. I'm gonna try and like just order the one part of the muffler I need. And that should qualify. I guess it's kinda cool that they're trying to simulate that, because my guess is that I'm only looking at those specific parts because that's the guy who brought this in was like, oh, it's for sure this. So rear muffler, middle muffler. So let's try just replacing that middle muffler and see what that does. So my guess would be that should be all I really have to do. Okay. So why would it make me replace parts that are 100% health? It's got some rust on the side. I think you'd be more concerned about that. Well, I guess not more concerned than a loud exhaust. Also, isn't the kind of person who drives this car, like, wouldn't the first thing they want is a loud exhaust? I mean, it's not nice to stereotype, I understand. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna call that good. So, oh right, this is, I was about to say, so this is a dual exhaust car, so I just replaced the wrong exhaust manifold. So I found the correct middle muffler, and there's the other exhaust pipe that obviously isn't looking so great. Okay, this all makes more sense now. Cool. So obviously this game is in some ways pretty similar to my summer car. And I'm guessing putting a car together from scratch is going to be even more like that. So that's why I kind of want to get into it tonight, if possible. I don't remember what the pipe was called. All right, let's take a look here. Front exhaust pipe, V8, sure. OHV, there we go. So there's that. And you want to be very specific with the type of things you buy. Like that's a V8. I'm assuming OHV means like overhead valve or something. Probably something similar to that, but actually it would make sense for a car. What's the other thing? I already bought and replaced the middle muffler. Or the exhaust manifold, right? That might be on the engine now, or under engine. V8 exhaust manifold. Man, how stimulating is this menu, by the way? There we go. Exhaust manifold V8. V8. Just a V8. There we go. Oh yeah. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. So I would easily take one of these jobs again because like there's not even really that many screws I have to manipulate in this one. This might be the easiest job I've done all day. And I'm doing a lot to make it look more difficult than it is. That's for sure. What? I just bought an exhaust manifold. Did I not? So anyway, that's how easy it is to buy the wrong part. So one thing that's nice about this stream is that forever people will be like, hey idiot, you obviously brought the wrong part. That's the one I want to buy right there. Fortunately, this game isn't very punitive for having me buy the wrong part. It's still going to give me, I believe that was full value for that. Plus I get to sell all these old parts. If you're smart at all, so some people have different thresholds for how repaired they want their car to be, right? So if you end up replacing certain parts, you could actually hold on to them, have like a library of parts with varying conditions, and use someone else's old parts to fix a different car. I mean, I don't know if mechanics actually do that or not. The more realistic thing is finding something from the junkyard and using that, but I haven't even really been to the junkyard yet. I don't know if maybe I haven't unlocked it either, but for right now I don't really need it. Okay, so that was that order. And that's what an order looks like. Let's go check the garage door again real quick, just to see, hey, we got a barn. Let's take a look. Hopefully there's something cool. I'm hoping for something Mustang or Camaro-esque. I might turn the volume down a little bit. I mean, for you guys it's probably a decent balance. For me, I've got my headphones turned down quite a bit and it's still pretty loud. Oh yeah, I think that's the other thing. The settings in this game are terrible. So that's like an El Camino. It wouldn't be the worst car to do, I guess, and hopefully I can afford it. Yeah, I can afford that one pretty easily. Alright, here's like a Dodge Daytona. Or is I guess with the front completed like that, it might be the Roadrunner, right? But in this game, it's the Tempest Magnum. There's usually at least, yeah, wow, look at this guy. It's definitely going to be way too expensive for me, though. Oh, barely, that stinks, man. I would buy this car in a heartbeat. Yeah, that thing's cool. That thing's all kind of cool. So, to my understanding, once you've come into a barn like this, though, you can't, like, really leave and come back. Which doesn't make the most sense, but... you know what? I'm gonna hold off. I know the barn thing is exciting and all, but I don't. This car is mostly here. That's the other thing. Is like I feel like I could probably just at least flip this car, right? It's like 95% complete. I don't know. They're not gonna let me take it on the lift or anything. So the other part is like these all this junk, as they say, are basically like lootable containers which you can buy any of the parts in here as well. So if you're working on, say, a Royale Crown, you could buy the right window. Or what's the hood here? Oh, the Bolt Cape hood. Is this the Bolt? DC Typhoon. Man, it stinks. How cool is this car, though, honestly? They do let you, like, sit in all of them and stuff, too, which is pretty nice. And you could actually, if I put that together, I could test drive it and things, which is pretty cool, too. Oh, what else? It's a decent leather seat in really terrible condition. Yeah, I mean... a couple of these cars being out of my price range. The thing that's killing me is that Typhoon being barely out of my price range. That's heartbreaking, because that car is really, really cool. Photo mode. Yeah. Pardon me. So one of the problems of running through the mixer now, hopefully I sound better, by the way. And this mic, by the way, is literally for nothing. It's just basically like an aesthetic thing now. I'm not using it for anything. It just happens to be attached to my headphones. I'm listening to the game through, and I could probably modify that so I'm listening to them through my mixer. I just haven't really done it yet. Wow. I'm gonna do that one. So they give you story missions, story orders is what they say, and I don't know how particularly important they are to the supposed story. You'll eventually get just like, you know, upgrades. There's a spec tree and that sort of thing. That's the one I should probably be saving for, is adding another lifter, that sort of thing. So I might not buy anything just yet. There's also not too many things I really want to buy at this point. Yeah, that's not bad. You know what, I'm gonna buy that. Okay. Or unlock it, rather. Wow, this car is a piece of crap. And what all they need different things done to it. Suspension and... oh man. Car is loud. Yeah, I don't doubt it. So, okay, I'm going to take this car in a test drive, both to show that feature and because it's going to tell me a lot about this car, hopefully. So basically just driving around a really quick short track will tell me which parts are kind of at what level of disrepair. It's going to be pretty critical. First thing I might change would be that the oh wow, okay, so I'm gonna hope they don't make me fix that. But yeah, this suspension and the brakes are both not great. Like, this thing gets super loose on left turns and doesn't make right turns at all. Did I miss a checkpoint somewhere? Yeah, back at the slalom test. Is there a way to restart this test? Because here's the area where we come up to do the brake test, and yeah, it didn't really prompt me to do that. That looks like the slalom area back here, so I'm going to try going back through here and seeing if I can make my way through this checkpoint. Alright. So I'm not sure how I'm doing as a mechanic right now. I feel like I'm doing more harm than good. Yeah, that was a more successful slalom test right there. At least slightly. Alright. Suspension test is when you go over all these little bumps here, which makes sense. And that didn't do great. Wow, this car is a piece of junk. I'm suspicious that the people who want me to fix this car will even be able to pay for it. I mean, it's put together in, you know, all from spare parts, basically. That much is never a great sign. Take a look at something on my mixer real quick. Okay, I forget what the threshold is, so I'm going to take a look at the threshold real quick to which I have to fix things. That'll give me a much better idea of what needs replaced. 47%. Okay. Alright. Let's take a look at the old suspension. Oh yeah, I need to get these. Basically, forever repair. I mean, almost in general. Certainly for the brakes and suspension. Any of that stuff. You're going to have to like pry these tires off. And I might as well take these calipers and discs off, it looks like, because... I mean, technically that caliper's fine. I mean, technically all that stuff's fine, I guess. What about this? I think all this stuff's still within threshold, so I'm going to put it back real quick. So I believe again our threshold was 47%. So that all qualifies. Alright, let's go across the steering rack, take a look at... Said, yeah, one of these tie rods, obviously this one. Oh yeah, so I take this tire off. Obviously is not doing so great. I think I have to go physically move myself to the other side of the car in order to take that off. Alright. Cool, cool. Again, most of these brake things, just barely, but they technically don't need to be replaced due to the purchaser's specifications. Both of those need replaced, however. I can already tell this is going to have to come off. Let's get that out of there. Whoops. I was actually trying to be cool and let me, like, do all this stuff here. That rear suspension arm is going to be coming off. This back shock absorber looks pretty terrible. else? What else? It's really just the one side of the shock absorber then too, huh? That sway bar is actually okay. This rear knuckle or whatever looks pretty terrible. What if this rear link? Oh yeah. Take the tire off. Listen to your own advice. Alright. This probably has to come off before the other one can come off. 15%. Yeah. What else do I have to take off here? Yeah, I guess that's coming off. Okay, cool. Let's take off the caliper maybe. It's still hooked in there. Alright, so obviously these brake parts are the other things that are holding this on. Oh, the hubcap in general, probably. And let's take that off, maybe. And I've like completely disassembled this entire brake by this point. What else needs to come out here? You kidding? Okay. Maybe all this stuff, since it's like holding it down or something. Yeah, none of this makes any sense. Well, it's all gonna be really fun to put back together. It's gotta be something on this side then. Yeah, it's probably just no. The muffler wouldn't have anything to do with it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I can finally take the brushing off. Ay, ay, ay. What? Like, this is literally floating in the air, right? Yeah, I mean, basically. There's nothing above it. Oh, this is so frustrating. If I weren't such a professional YouTuber, I'd probably be using some choice words by now. Okay, that thing, oh, there we go. So there's a very small hub bearing that allows me, then I have to take this stuff all off. Should probably have to replace that anyway. And let me take the wheel hub. There we go. Alright, so I basically just have to rebuild this entire back quarter of the car. So that's cool. I wonder if I can just repair this stuff, maybe? I haven't really tried repairing very much. No. Maybe that's why I haven't tried repairing very much. Alright, let me know if I messed up myself there, kind of self-muted. So if I sound like crap, let me know. Come on. Alright, well, I'm just going to start buying parts that I think I remember I need. I'm really just burning up time. I think all the barn stuff, it either works one of two ways. Basically, the barns will show up between jobs or just based on a timer. So, in either case, this is burning up time at least. Let's buy one of these. I feel like that was a thing. This, I don't remember if I need the axle control arm or not. I think so. I need that. I need an outer tie rod. Okay, what else? Which rear shock absorber I need. Oh yeah, I've got the tablet, by the way. Why did I even come over here? Better tie rod I just bought. Let's buy my exhaust parts because those are easier to remember. So the middle muffler. Yep, and the catalytic converter. Where's that at? Probably up in C. There we go. What else? Those are all still technically fine, 47%. Rear suspension arm, rear shock absorber A. I think I just bought one of those. Suspension arm, shock absorber A. Okay, there's that. And shock absorber A. Alright, alright. Let's start trying to put, well, let's sell this stuff as we go. So I know I bought that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Small rubber bushing. Buy one of those. Rear wheel hub, I bought one of those, right? Yeah, it's right there. Okay. Rear shock absorber cap. Alright. It occurs to me, maybe this game's not going to be extraordinarily exciting. Also, it is almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Maybe another reason no one's watching. What else did I need? Okay, just bought that. Just bought that. Rear suspension, or no, rear axle knuckle housing A. Buy that real quick before I forget what it's called. This is becoming a very expensive project for a car that's not very worth anything. Small rubber bushing. Bought. Okay, let's get back to work here on this suspension. Go ahead and go into assembly mode. Put all these parts back that I didn't probably really need to take off. The knuckle back in place. Shock absorber A. Cool. I mean, this stuff I did all need to buy, so I guess I'm feeling validated about that at least. Okay, cool. And you know what? I'm doing a nice thing. Like, this car is looking so much better than it was. And that's all me, baby. I'm going to feel really good when this family of 6 hits the road and drives down to the trailer across the street where they're going to buy their methamphetamines. It's going to put a real smile on my face. Okay. That back. All of this makes me want to work on cars, but then I know that, like, as soon as I would go work on cars, by the way, it's not going to be, hey, click these few buttons, screw in these screws that takes half a second, and you can do it from the back side of the car. What else? It should be letting me put a tire on here now. The fact that it isn't has me a little concerned. Didn't sell the tire, did I? It's that guy, cool. they're gonna. I feel like this order is gonna be. They're gonna be mad at me if I don't say. Oh, okay. Still missing parts back here, guaranteed. Oh yeah, I didn't put that part in the middle in, or any of those parts in the middle, basically. So then this one that is gonna be really hard to get to now because it's like super small. There we go. Just gonna be what's required for me to put the wheel hubcap on. Okay, cool. What else am I missing? There's gotta be some other like part around here that I still haven't put on. Let's get a look at the shock absorber. That'll give us a nice kind of general look around here. Oh, there we go. There it is. Or no, that's to take off that tire up there. I don't see any parts of the suspension I'm missing. Did I take anything off the front? Rubber bushing. That could be up front here, I guess. It's just saying that it's not done yet. Could very much be one of these. Hey, that looks to be in pretty good shape, though. Yeah, that was my fear. Okay, there's that back. That guy looks not great over there, right? No, I think that looks okay. That was 49%. It's not good, but it's good enough, I think. I mean, I'm sure the rest of these are still back in the rear suspension part. I'm not holding on to any other parts, am I? Oh, it was one of those exhaust manifolds I already sold and somehow got back. The outer tie rod, didn't need to put that on while I'm up here. Yeah, I mean, I'm still fixing front suspension parts, so maybe they are front suspension bushings that I still need to put on here somewhere. I still get that feeling though, because I've looked at most of them now and they seem to be okay. Oh, that one's gross, but I mean the bushing itself isn't. It's the stuff it's connected to. It's kind of gross. Let's go back here again. Take a look at some of this stuff. No, that's all fine. Oh, I wonder about that. Okay, let's take a look at that. So, I mean, based on the law of symmetry, it's almost certainly two other bushings, yeah, right here on this side and just this part alone. I haven't really looked at this side of the car in general too, so yeah, I'm guessing some of my rusted out crappy pieces are in here. Cool, like this one right here needs to be replaced pretty obviously. Let's start with this guy though. That one's still fine. And again, fine being a relative term based on customer expectation. Yes, that needs replaced. Oh, here we go. Maybe these guys. No, that one's fine. Okay. Screw that right back in. How about... Oh, right. So this stuff doesn't look... Well, no, it looks okay. But I know on the other side it wasn't okay, so... Oh, there we go. Disassemble mode. It's still technically fine. down here, and there's one. And I don't mean like that's the one that needs replaced, I mean like that's at least a part that may need replaced. Alright, yeah, let's take... Not gonna be able to get to that until I take all this stuff off, would be my guess. There we go. This stuff's all fine though, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Back on there. Put that back in there. That guy back on. Let's buy a new rear whatever link. Sway bar rear end link. Okay. Yep, that's what that part looks like. Sure thing. So think about this. Hey, how's it going, Aiden? Just checking out this new game I bought today. It's actually relatively, I mean, it's very new in general. I think it came out like 2 days ago. Yeah, let's put this part back on. Taking a break from my summer car so I can play something basically extraordinarily similar. This is the super easy mode version of my summer car though. Alright, what else needs to be done here? You find those 3 rubber bushings, or however that's pronounced. Find those real quick. By which I mean it probably won't be real quick. Looked at all the ones on like the subframe or whatever you want to call that part. Didn't see anything there. Nope. Nope. I mean, this all looks... doesn't look great, but it's all fine. Get it. I don't know where I'm missing this stuff at. There shouldn't be any bushings like in the exhaust system. Alright, I guess I'll show you at this point the feature of the game that's been most helpful to me so far is once something has basically stumped you and you don't want to work on it anymore, as long as you screw the car back together, you can like say, hey, I don't want to do your job anymore, and they won't take any of your money. It's basically just going to like refund me everything I spent, or like the amount of money I spent, it's going to give me for the job. And I'm only going to do this just because like I don't want to waste everyone's time. If I was on stream, I might bother finding all this stuff still. But I still fixed this guy's car, I'd say 90% or more. Is that everything? Oh. So I need to put a rear suspension arm back on. That actually might fix everything, because it's got a couple of the bushings, like I was saying. Rear suspension arm. Yeah, I've got 2 of those on there, though. Let me see what happens if I try and finish the order. The car is incomplete. Okay, so I am still missing a part. Oh, right. Yeah, I think off this rear suspension cross member is maybe where the rear suspension arm is supposed to go. Could be wrong about that. Oh, it's right here. There we go. Okay. Yep. That will hopefully put this car back together. Oh yeah, I should probably put the tire back on too, I suppose. They're gonna moan and complain about that, so I know I didn't do that in a starfish pattern either. Not being a very good mechanic right now. Let's see if nope, I don't have any parts left, so I'm not gonna be able to sell those. Taking a look and see if we have. Nope, no auctions, no barn. So we're just gonna have to go straight into another order. Let's do something a little bit easier this time. And oh, this is the car I could have bought at that other barn, but I sure didn't. So Aiden, are you the one who's been in here the whole time? It says I've been like holding steady at one viewer, but of the people I would assume are probably in my stream, you're not one I'm yet entirely familiar with, so. I'm going to switch over to watching my stream this way. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's take a look at the specifics of this order. Okay, poor brake performance. They're not going to tell me what specifically is wrong with the brakes, so I have to figure that out for myself. This is the car. Is this the car? Yeah, this is basically the car I passed on. That last barn find. Probably not exactly the same one, but it's very similar. Alright, brake jobs for the most part, pretty simple. Because it's going to, like all the materials I'm looking for are going to show pretty obvious corrosion and everything. Although, again, they don't always want you to fix things when they're rusty, so 41% is the threshold. I'm replacing 3 parts in total. It's probably going to require me to end up taking all of these off. Alright, so brake pads is at least one thing. Alright, drum wheel cylinder was the other, or at least one of the others. I don't think it's going to be the rear axle. This is the last tire I think I have to take off anyway, so I may as well just do it now. That's obviously one of the problems here. 41%. Okay, so that brake shoe needs replaced, but I can leave the drum cylinder on here. So I need a new brake pad, drum wheel cylinder, and brake shoe. Drum wheel cylinder, brake shoe, and brake pads. Simple enough. Alright. Oops. No, I don't want to move the car. Alright, just need to go into assemble mode. This is the one that needed the new shoe. Got some new shoes on this hog. Sweet. Yeah, good enough. Wasn't really like starfish pattern, but you get the idea. Alright, there's our new drum wheel cylinder, brake shoe, again, brake drum. I'm really hoping I find another barn after this because I want to get started on a project car. This just not this one specifically. I've never been like a huge El Camino fan. I think the people who like El Caminos like them a lot. Oh, thanks for letting me know that, John, because no one else knows what that means. Alright, how about now? Everyone else is apparently just like okay with, well, I guess there's not too many people watching, but the other people are just like fine with suffering through it, I guess. That should have hopefully fixed my problem with coming in too loud. But I'll have to wait until John or someone else tells me otherwise. Perfect. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Glad I've only been streaming for like probably an hour now. 46 minutes. So this obviously isn't going to be my best video, but that's okay. I never promised quality content, I just promised content, so I'm fulfilling my self-warranted contractual obligation. Alright, and that's how you like change brakes in a crappy El Camino. Cool, that barely made us any money at all. Which means I probably am ready to find another barn. Do I work tomorrow? Do I work tomorrow? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I work downtown at the smaller hospital. But probably on Tuesday, I think I'm going to talk to my manager and say, hey, I'm not going to work anymore at the hospital. Not because I'm up to like 42 subscribers or anything. I mean, I am. I'm not trying to brag about that, though. But no, I'm just going to pursue other interests, I believe. Okay, there's no barn again still, so I guess we'll do more brake repair, transmission. I don't want to do that, so yeah, let's do this. Yep, I will be at work tomorrow. Already looking forward to it. So when I'm working at the downtown hospital that I work for, it's a hospital with probably about 100 beds or something like that. Both. Because I work at the hospital, I can't really quit the hospital without also quitting my job. But that's okay. I've got something else lined up. Sort of. Alright, when these jobs specifically are pretty easy because when they tell you what you need to buy, that makes things nice and easy. Just buy the 3 required parts and get to work on this thing. I'm going to become a professional streamer, John. Not really, because I don't have interesting things to say, but I'm going to become an amateur streamer. What's my threshold here? 57s. So this isn't the one I need to replace. I don't know. Put that old one back on there. That don't really matter. Put those on there. Sure. So wait, why don't I have a selection of brake calipers there? What do I have lined up? So this isn't going to sound like a thing that's lined up so much as something anyone can do, but I'm probably going to go back to driving Uber, just for as much as I need money, and then I don't know, I want to really focus on the YouTube thing for starters, and just yeah, we have a mutual comedian friend that I might do some traveling with potentially, and I might even try my hand at comedy myself. If I can figure out what being funny is, then I'm gonna try comedy maybe. I mean maybe, but I'm just gonna live like a vagabond for a while. There's at least 41 other people in the United States besides you who'll let me crash on their couch at any given point. So I'm hoping a few of them live around here. And about the DX Racer chair, yeah, you're right. It'll be one of the things I'll be immediately saving up for. I don't want to look like a scrub any more than I have to. Alright. I think this brake caliper is probably the last part I needed to replace here. So these brake jobs are like super quick and just easy. Relatively satisfying, but they don't always pay very well. Which is probably true of like regular actual mechanic stuff. I think that was everything, right? Now brake disc. So I goofed in one of these, probably that one, because it looks like sin. Needs to be replaced, but it's one of the back ones. Oh, I do need a green screen. Lift gives me a bonus, like, I'd have to... Do I have to find an existing Lyft driver and be like, hey, give me your code or anything? I mean, I would... It's not like I'm a YouTuber, so I'm obviously something of a whore anyway. I mean, it's not like I would work exclusively for one versus the other, and I don't think there's any kind of, like, non-compete clause agreement to working for either. So maybe I'll drive Uber on nights when I want to make money, and then I'll drive Lyft on nights when I want to be on call. Yes, John, they don't break the bank. This is exactly the kind of thing that makes me think you should be doing this, and I kind of agree. Like, you should probably get into streaming. Or just something. I know you used to do. So, John and I actually used to do a Twitch stream together. He fancies himself a musician. I think he is too. He plays the piano, and so that was our show. Kind of is just playing. He would play piano, and I would host and moderate his Twitch stream while also sometimes singing, and that would be the show. It was good times. I'm just going to save up my skill points for a little while, I think. Please be a barn. Please be a barn. No barn. And no auction. Wish I knew when car auctions happened or what they were all about. I've saved up a pretty decent chunk of change at this point. Let's do this exhaust job real quick here. Actually, yeah. This exhaust is super quick and easy. Again, I just want a project car. That's all I really want, man. We did have fun, and I would potentially do it again. I think, though, so John, who's in the stream, he and I do a lot of creative pursuits together, and among those things are podcasts. I mean, historically. So, what part of this looks... I mean, this looks kind of screwed up. Yeah, that's messed up. I'd like to get back into doing the podcast there, Johnny boy. And I think that Let's Talk Movies, I guess, would have a perfect home here on YouTube. In my perfectly honest opinion. How many parts? Okay, catalytic converter is one that needs to be replaced. Oh, I see the other two already. So this one needs replaced, like, whoa. And then also the exhaust manifold. I have to go through the engine bay for that one. So let me replace these other two parts real quick. The catalytic converter and the front exhaust pipe. Oops. controls for this game are actually pretty intuitive, but I sure make it look difficult, don't I? I was pretty sure I just... oh, front exhaust pipe B. Alright, whatever. Is there a point to that, other than making me look like a dummy? I think they literally cost the same amount too. V8 front exhaust pipe B. I think the only purpose that serves is to make it like harder to find parts potentially. No, what? Okay, front exhaust pipe B V8. Isn't that literally just front exhaust pipe V8 B? Wow, are you kidding me, dude? So there's front exhaust pipe V8B, and there's also front exhaust pipe B V8. I don't know if that's supposed to like simulate the frustration of buying the wrong part. I mean, that's all it's... that's so stupid. Yes, John, muffler work can be exhausting. So, the other thing I'm talking about doing, I would like to get into doing Let's Plays, which is basically just like recorded streaming, and for me, I'd like to get someone else to do that sort of thing. John would be one of them, potentially, but I know that he has commitments and things, and that isn't often as available as I am, just realistically. So, I might have... oh... I might have multiple people with which I would do a Let's Play channel. But I guess the offer's on the table out there to John. Oh, by the way, John, this channel is... I figured it out. This is an ASMR channel for people who just leave things running for their house pets. Because that's the compliment I keep getting, is that I really like your voice, you have a great voice, yada yada. Now, it's never about the face. People are never like, oh, you're really handsome. I'm sure somebody out there thinks that, though. I'll never tell. Alright. Cool. Scroll this stuff in again. Let's Plays of bad games. Yeah, so, I mean, just any game, kind of. I think I already made a commitment to play with someone else. The game called Dream Daddy, which is a game by Game Grumps, and it's a dating simulator where you are a dad and you date other dads. And it's interesting because you don't necessarily start the game as being gay, right? So you can write your own backstory. You could be like a widower, I think. The product of eugenics. I forget what that means. Well, I feel dumb on stream now. I feel dumb on stream. It's bad. It feels bad, man. What's you remind me and the other viewers, John. What is eugenics? I know how to pronounce it at least. Still no barn. Alright. Let's do some more exhaust work. Because exhaust work is the easiest. Well, I'm literally just trying to get a barn with a car in it that I maybe don't completely hate, that I wouldn't mind spending my money on. That's really all I'm after. Alright, so this car... oh, it needs an undiscovered part replaced. And make sure before I do anything else it's not the exhaust manifold. Oh, I can already tell it's the exhaust manifold. That looks terrible. probably why the exhaust manifold cover isn't working so great. This should be like a 2.5 second job. Cool. Alright, it's just the vanilla exhaust manifold. No tricky bits about it. Oh, and actually everything but the exhaust manifold is under the exhaust section, which makes sense. Selective breeding. Germany jokes. Alright, what kind of Germany jokes do you have? And yeah, I mean, I think I'm like 90% or more Swiss German, like a mixture of those two. I mean, historically. Exhaust manifold. Cool. So, I don't know if anyone's watching, just basically based on this game being new or anything, you have any questions about it. So, as soon as this game launched, it had like probably the worst launch ever, or I mean, among them. I'd say the worst launch is probably Battleborn and continues to be, but like as soon as this game came out, the tutorial is really buggy and unoptimized. I don't know, like the game at large is kind of a little bit unoptimized, but the tutorial itself is completely broken, and I'll just let you know that now. So if you can manage to make your way through the tutorial, which by the way is technically prettle easy, you'll just want to wander over to the main gate here, go to the test track and do one test drive. As soon as you're done with that, then you can move on to the part of the game that's not completely broken. Cool. I think this is the timing. Let me fix the timing belts and all that nonsense. Alright, I'm up to as many as 3 other actual people in this stream, which is neat. So I know John is at least one. Anyone else there wants to add to the noise that is the comment section, I'd be glad to answer any questions about this game, about myself. So I'm very new to the YouTube game, and I'm sure not everyone knows me. And do I really even know myself? Yeah, but yeah, whatever. Where's the belt tensioner, which I believe is the first thing I'll have to take off so that I can like release the rest of this belt. This engine is like a nightmare. Definitely not the sort of thing that I'd want to work on in real life. So I need to take the alternator off. Like, look how close everything is to the radiator here. I get it, it's a big engine, right? But man, it does not give you much room to work with at all. There we go. So take this roller off. Should let me start taking some belts off, probably. Boy, don't make me take off my belt. Alright. This looks like it needs to be replaced? Maybe, yeah, okay. So this is immediately a big project. And most of these parts are probably going to need replaced. Oh, come on. That's my belt tensioner finally. Or at least one of them. Yeah. And that looks like crap too. Cool. And this belt looks terrible. And this one might be... What's our threshold here? Oh, okay, 43%. I'm gonna put that back on because the customer's okay with it being complete crap. Doctor, I have a bowel movement every morning at 7. Doctor, but that's great. Patient, but I woke up at 7:30. Alright. Get it? Because he's pooping the bed. Wait. Oh. Speaking of crap, I don't think I meant to take that off. Or put that back on, rather. Oh, no, I can put that back on. Apparently that is right at the threshold. Alright, so let's get replacement parts for everything I've still got here. I guess not, actually. I just need the water pump, belt tensioner, water pump pulley. Everything else looks okay. Oh yeah, and the tablet again I have, so let's see. V8 water pump pulley, and the other thing I needed, idle roller A. That search bar, or that search thingy, is a lifesaver, basically. Although I still feel like I forgot something. Man, look how nice and sparkling that one part is. Can you drop the car on yourself? I don't know. It's worth trying, but it's not worth trying right now. I'm still trying to figure out all the other parts of the game. John, if you want a game where you can like kill yourself in stupid ways while also working in a car, you should look at My Summer Car. And if you're interested in seeing videos about My Summer Car, you can take a look at my Summer Car playlist and start watching them there. That's a pretty good self-plug, I feel like. Oh, another thing I'm probably going to start doing with the channel, and this is something that you should look into as well, John. There are different servers of Grand Theft Auto now that incorporate role-playing, and they're built on their own. Oh, I need to change the timing belt. Oh, bother. Yeah, I was about to say the timing cover itself is underneath all this stuff. What a nightmare. But yeah, so there are these servers that, I don't know, Rockstar doesn't seem to have a problem with because they're not trying to make... that game is so odd. Are you talking about... Sorry, I'm just seeing your comment. Are you talking about My Summer Car? I'm guessing you are, as opposed to like GTA, which, I mean, is also perhaps technically odd, but... I mean, like, we're all used to it by now. Okay, so I think it's both. It is a finished product, but it's still early access. If you like that pun, you'll like the mock-up I did, or whatever, like the writing I did on the last episode. Said in which I finish my review, or my time with My Summer Car. I did the whole finish, like ha 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 finish, you know, finish. These ignition coils need to be changed? No, they do need to be taken out, however. This game almost makes me think that working on cars wouldn't be fun, but I know it would be, right? I can't figure out, I mean, I don't think I need to take off all this stuff just to, I guess I do. What a pain. Hopefully this mission pays something more than like a couple $100. I think at the end of... I did build the car, yeah, and in the last episode I get it running. I kind of make a promise to to come back to it, and I'd like to. I'd like to make it back to that game. There's so much additional content even after you get the car going, because then at that point you have the oh, there's the timing belt. You have the option of trying to race it as... What am I trying to say here? It's like I'm trying to do too many things at once. So at that point you can turn it into a rally car by performance parts, which you'll have to basically earn money to do. Water pump, timing belt, belt tensioner, water pump pulley. Okay, so if I change these two timing belts, it should be everything I need. Cool. So order 2 more timing belts. But Yeah, so to make money in that game, though, you have to take on things like the jobs, right? Like to go pump people's sewage or deliver firewood or any of a number of other frustrating things. They're like meant to take up a lot of time and energy. The whole game is basically a troll, so I mean, I feel like in concept you'd like it for that point at least. Like I don't think you'd like playing it, but you'd probably watch other people enjoy watching other people do it. I steal my neighbor's money? No. So the only money I'm aware of you being able to steal in that game, there's like a drunk guy who, I mean, he gets drunk every night, and the reason being apparently is like he won the lottery, and so apparently you can find a suitcase full of money that belongs to him and then take it, and if you do, he will potentially kill you. Like he shows up and he shows up with an axe in the middle of the night and like will try and kill you. I think you still have a chance to like survive though, is what people tell me. Like, if that's the case, then you can, I mean, you'll have $5 million or something like that. You can just do basically whatever you want. But I can't tell if people want me to try it so that I'll try and get away from him and you absolutely can't get away from him, and if they're just gonna, you know, laugh their buns off if I do so, or if it's like a legitimate thing. It seems like most people who are trying to tell me things in the stream are actually being helpful, which is weird. It's like a weird phenomenon. I know that if you tell me something, you're not trying to be helpful, but that's just from my experience of knowing you so long. Yeah, it's such a weird game. I don't know, man. Like, the drunk guy trying to kill you with an axe part, it fits in well with the rest of nothing else making sense with that game. Alright, still more belts I need to put on this thing, I think. Yep, and serpentine belts. Cool. And I think that's, is that a whole car? See, I swear, I mean, I would have had to have put all those things on already. Yeah, so this game has its own glitch basically sometimes where it dupes its own parts, I think, which is nice for me because, oops, maybe I haven't put the belt tensioner, I guess I haven't put the belt tensioner on yet if I just put the belts on. But this game legitimately does dupe its own parts sometimes, and then all those parts that gets duplicated are my profit basically. I guess I must have replaced those, I mean, basically on accident. Oh, idle roller A is missing, so I guess I didn't replace it. There's so many rollers. So many rollers and pulleys in this thing. Okay. And then, like, where's the other one? Maybe I replaced, I think I did replace one of the pulleys and I probably didn't need to. Nope. There's a coils cover. Oh, right. Yeah. I got it. There's actually 2 coils covers missing then. Alright, please tell me that's everything. Yay. Cool. Yeah, good for you, man. So my buddy John has in-laws visiting, and the part of the family that's related to his wife, pretty cool. And the other parts, I've heard, are just not consistently as cool. I don't know. I haven't heard these things from John, mind you. You wouldn't say that, but that's just the rumor going around. Oh, weird. Why does it say I'm playing Car Mechanic Simulator 2015? My guess would be because when I tried to look this up, it didn't have one for 2018. Oh, what a lame barn. Cool, I found like modern cars in here. And there's two of the same. Come on, there's two of the same car. The Katagiri Katsumoto. And I'm pretty sure this is literally the exact same thing. Yep, it sure is. Look at that. Do I want to work on an old crappy truck, maybe? I really don't. How much is it? Ugh. Ugh. Alright, I'm gonna do it. No. Alright, let me know in the comments. Should I work on this truck? Actually, I'm pretty sure John's the only person who's really watching and paying any attention, so I'm gonna go with no, John. Yeah, I could see it being sleepy time. It's probably like end of stream time also, although this stream is literally called like I'm gonna go buy a car in a barn, and there was nothing in any of the barns. So it would be the first time I promised something in a video and didn't exactly come through with it, but I don't like to do that. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in, John. Thanks for anyone else who's been watching this stream. I hope it was an okay time. I hope I'm doing okay with this streaming thing. I'm trying to figure it out, and you guys are being a really big help, so I appreciate that. Giving me any advice or telling me what's good and what's bad. Yeah, I'm gonna get off here. I'm expecting that, you know, a lot of my usual fans are probably in bed by now and have been for a while. Not specifically because all of my channel is a bunch of 12-year-olds. It's a lot of them. That's fine. But I'm just rambling at this point. Alright, I'm gonna go. I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. I've been Miles Kratz, and I will see you around.